Good morning, guys. Laura here from Hedgehog's Homestead. Just thought I'd show you a couple things that I'm doing this morning in the garden. And our Walla Wallas are starting to die off, and I don't want them to rot, so I'm starting to pull some of them. Plus, our Walla Walla onions, by the way. And then I'm starting to add some grass to the beds that I've torn out. Like this area here, I'm mowing and adding grass to this bed, and then I'll put on some compost on top. But our beds really lack nitrogen, so I am doing that just for. Plus, it makes a good mulch. If I wanted to just mulch with grass, it's a beautiful thing. So if I can't get enough old used up wood chips, I would just mulch with grass. Now, one of the things, these Walla Wallas aren't very big. There's some big ones in there, but I'm pulling anything that has dead leaves like that, because we are so humid. And their necks, they're starting to look like they're gonna rot on the bottom. So anything that looks like that, like this big one here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull. I'm probably gonna pull all of these. Even though they're not bending over, they're just starting to rot off too much. And so I have my stack of Walla Wallas over here. I should go get my cart. But we have some big ones, so those slug guys don't help much, do they? They like to make things rot. And so we'll amend this bed after that and probably put some more of these zucchinis in here. Or we'll put up a little trellis and put some cucumbers. Or nothing at all until the fall. So, spring was a huge growing season. See, you can see this one's starting to bend anyways. Ugh. That's a good size onion though, for a Walla Walla. Walla Wallas do get huge, so we'd like them to get bigger, but I think we're just too humid for them here in Tennessee. And I noticed that there was a couple of them that totally were starting to split. I should have took out the camera for that, down the middle, because for some reason, who knows. So I'm just going to pull all these, and then I'll stack them up, and we'll start drying them. Yeah, see, this is what I'm worried about. See how that's really loose right there? If you leave them in the ground too long, they start to swell and do weird things like that, so it's time to pull it. This one too, it's starting to split the top layers, and so it starts to rot a little bit, so I needed to get these out. This is a double onion, twins, conjoined. Oh man, if that one would have grown, look how many layers of green it has on it. That would have been a huge onion. That's amazing. There you guys go. There's our Walla Wallas. Not as big as these are a long day onion. We are an intermediate area. So not too bad. That one's huge. Not too bad for being in the wrong zone. The onions that were from our zone, most of them look about that size, and you can see the difference. So I think we did okay on the Walla Wallas. So this is one table, and I have half a table over here. This is also Walla Wallas right here. And then split down the middle of the table, we have Georgia Sweets, which is a short day onion. Did about as good as the Walla Wallas. And they started to rot as well. So I'm wondering if you guys know about onions. Do they rot? Well, obviously it's been really humid and wet. It's been more humid than anything. These last couple days we've had literally 100% humidity here in Tennessee, between 80, 70, and 100. And I need to walk around with a towel because I'm sweating all the time. So it's just the way it is here in Tennessee sometimes. And I think that's why these were doing it and why I had to pull them. But that, and they're not meant for that, right? This is not the normal area that you would grow. Walla Wallas are originated in Washington State, in the city or county, I think a city of Walla Walla. And so being that we're from the Northwest, we really wanted to grow them, and we love them. They're a real good sweet onion. So unfortunately, we had to pick those today before their time, but the ones that have that little bit of rot on it, I'm going to let them dry as much as possible. But if I see them rotting too much, I'm going to take them in, I'm going to cut them up, and I'm going to put them in the freezer. So that's what we'll do with those. So I better get back to work on what I was doing, but I had to take these in and make sure that they didn't rot in the ground. So, okay, back to work. Okay guys, so I pulled those onions. Now in place, we're gonna put the Roma 2 bush beans in. I've got beans now. I'm just sowing in beans because they only take 50 some days. And then after that, I can put in my broccoli. So that is what I'm doing today. I already have pulled up potatoes, and I put beans in there. You can see them starting to come up. Let me see. Get a little closer. There you go. Starting to come up in there. And this is how I'm covering my beans. Sorry, I have to weed whack in here. This is how I'm covering my beans to keep the rabbits out. And so far, so good. It's been successful. Although I do think I need to put another cage over on this side. But I didn't want to because of that pumpkin. May not be a pumpkin. May just be squash. Who knows? Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and weed this. And we'll put in our bush beans, Roma 2 or Roma 3. Roma 2 bush beans right there. And then I'm going to weed this bed a little bit. But this is where I would put in the grass. And then I just threw these. These are 2 to 3 year old. See, I need to weed right here next to this pumpkin. But this is like a 2 to 3 year old wood chip in here, and I just put it over the grass, and then that won't be planted in. We'll take out all the big pieces. That won't be planted in until fall. So if we plant anything in here, it will be fall. Most of my garden in the fall will be broccoli, and the rest will be some cauliflower, cabbage. Got to bring you guys a new recipe. I came up with some south of the border cabbage on fish tacos. We had it the other night. Oh my goodness. Got to share it with you guys. So I better get this grass out of here so we can get these beans in here. And that's how quick we like to turn things over. We didn't in that bed. That was all broccoli in there. So I need to amend that bed like I did there. So anywhere that I pulled out carrots here, I'm not going to plant carrots until this fall again. Even though they're getting chewed up by rabbits over there. And anywhere I'm pulling something out, I either plant something in or I'm going to amend it. And the mending takes a little slower. Planting beans is really super quick. So just going to get on that, pull these weeds and do that. Oh, I left one Walla Walla in here because it was super small. And I'm going to let that flower go to seed, and maybe we can get some free Walla Walla seeds from that. So there you go, little tips and tricks here. I have Georgia Sweet doing the same thing. It's over in a strawberry bed, and it is going to seed and gonna give me some Georgia Sweet onions. So let's get to work. Okay guys, there we go. The bed is done, the beans are in and watered, and that should be it for today's episode on Hedgehog's Homestead. I hope you guys enjoyed today. We also harvested some radishes, and our tomatoes are looking fantastic, except for a little bit of blight. But that's what is going on in the garden today. Onions, Walla Wallas are out, beans are in, and then we also compost in place. Basically, when you amend a bed like this with grass and then wood chips that are broken down, it's composting in place, and it's just a kind of a faster way of composting. Not faster, not better, but I guess it's kind of lazy, and I'm all for that. So we will cover these up when these start to come out, these beans here. Oh, look at that, guys. Hi, welcome, friend. You're totally welcome in my garden. Please get all the pests you want to eat. Isn't that beautiful? A welcome friend in the garden, and there goes another one flying away. Good to see those guys because they take care of all the bad ones. So, thank you guys for coming along with me today. We'll see you next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.